Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Alright, so today's video is going to be kind of a combination. It's going to be about a few of the skills that I teach when I'm working with people, either at seminars or one-on-one coaching, okay? So what I want to do is I want to give you some free tools that you can use, okay? So today I'm going to speak about one specific tool in the beginning, and then I'm going to give you a couple different ones after that. But before I do that, I want to give you some free gifts, if you will, okay? Some tools. So I'm always talking about opening up to your right brain, being internal, and being emotionally grounded. So the first technique I'm going to teach on this video will teach you that, okay? Then there's a couple other mind techniques that will help you to make your life better, okay? Now I'm going to give you a series of videos that I've recorded, and I'm going to tell you how to get there, because there's a couple videos there, 3 videos that are very, very important: breathing technique and a grounding technique, and then there's a third video, okay? Okay, so all I want you to do is go to my home page. Now how you do it is look at the video, and then right below it to the left you're going to see my name, Mike Kollin. Click on that, and that will take you to the home page, okay? Okay, so now all you're going to look for, you're going to scroll down a little bit. There's an image at the top. You see an image of me. Then scroll down a little bit and you're going to see a row that says Internal Awareness Emotional Grounding Techniques. Okay, there's only 3 videos. They're in red with my image to the left. Okay, so it's Internal Awareness Emotional Grounding Techniques. Click on that title and it will take you to that page. Okay, with all 3 of those videos, so you can watch them. There's some very powerful grounding, like the number one of the number one grounding techniques I use is in there. And that's why I put it in there, to help you to calm down, okay? If I remember right, there's also a breathing technique. It's the Ha breathing technique, very, very important. That will change your life if you do it long enough, okay? Now, I'm going to make it even easier. If you look in the description box, right about where my phone number is, towards the top, I'm going to put a link, probably beneath my phone number, that'll take you right to that same page. So just go into the description box, open it, click that little button thing, and then click on the link. It'll take you right to that page with those 3 videos. Alright, so the reason why I'm making this video is I am constantly talking about becoming emotionally grounded, opening up to your right brain, the tree of life, etc., and avoiding getting stuck in your left brain, the tree of knowledge, which is in the book of Genesis, and the serpent, and the whole nasty thing it did there to get us stuck there, where narcissists are stuck, okay? So those 3 videos and this video, I'm going to teach you techniques on how to open up to your right brain and how to be emotionally grounded. When I say being emotionally grounded, that is what opens you up to your right brain. So there are breathing techniques when you oxygenate your bloodstream that will open that artery in the lower reptilian brain, which allows blood to flow up into the larger human brain, and thus opens you up to your right brain, okay? So you have no excuse now to say, I don't know how to do it. Well, there's a series of videos, and this video is going to help you too. Okay, the music is going to be turned down right now. Okay, so one of the reasons why I like to give away some of these tools is because it'll change your life, especially the Ha breathing technique and I haven't even named it. I'm going to call it the drop down technique. It's where you start in your forehead, go to the middle, go to the back, and you drop down, okay? Very, very, very powerful, very effective technique. Now, when you work with me one-on-one with this, I will walk you through it even more on a much deeper level, because I tune into your energy and I can tell where you're at, okay? I can feel it, okay? And what I'm also doing is I'm guiding your energy with my energy. So your energy will notice what I'm doing and go, oh, okay, I see what you're doing there. But the video itself, you will get that if you really tune into it. Okay, so one thing, and now this technique will help you to do this, by the way, okay? So this technique I'm going to go over right now. And I actually don't have, I'm going to call it spatial awareness. I've never actually named these techniques. I don't know why. So we'll call this one spatial awareness technique, because it tunes you into spatial awareness. Now, you hear there's actually books that have been written about emotional intelligence and social awareness. This is something that, for most part, a lot of men don't have, and the women, especially the younger women, are losing. They just don't have it because everything is technological, everything is computer digitalized, taxes, money, computers, machines. All of this puts us in our left brain. Now, the left brain is the lack of social. The right brain is the social awareness brain. The right brain is the greater awareness brain. The left brain is where you disconnect from that. When you go to your left brain, it's all about numbers. Now, men, when you take the 6-day course with me, the Cracked Female Code course, this is the number one thing that I teach you. We go over and over it. We condition this into your system, okay? Here's why. The number one thing a woman is looking for from a man is internal awareness. If you are internal, if you are emotionally grounded, now she can connect with you on a deeper, more meaningful, more emotionally fulfilling level in a way that allows her energy to ground emotionally. And now she can calm down and relax around you. If I can give you one more tip, and this video isn't about dating tips, but this is the number one thing. I mean, you have to do this. Otherwise, the rest of the stuff that I teach you is kind of a waste. You have to become internal. So here's the next tip. Women don't want you to talk fast, go fast, move fast, do fast, do. That's all digital. That will disconnect her from her emotional system. If you want to connect with her emotionally and physically, she has to connect with you on an emotional level, not just a mental level. So breathe, relax, and calm down. Slow down, okay? I mean really slow down. Now, it's easier said than done, but this again is another technique, a series of techniques that will walk you through to help you to breathe while you're talking so you don't get uptight and make her uptight, okay? Alright, so let's get on with the video. Okay, so this is called spatial awareness. We just named it, okay? So here's what you do. So when you're in public, okay, so here's what most people do most of the time, because when you're at home alone or in a safe place emotionally, you tend to open up, especially women, okay? But when we go to work or go to public, we tend to go in our left brain. Now, here's what it does. It makes our pupils get smaller because it is like bringing a shield up to protect our heart emotionally, and that's fine. That's actually quite normal to protect us emotionally. Now, I'm thinking of a time when I was in a grocery store. So one thing I noticed is that people are kind of herky-jerky and kind of bumping into the aisles and bumping into each other. And I'm just like, geez, what's everyone's problem? Like, oh yeah, that's right. I don't operate. See, that's when they're operating the left brain. Now, now remember in the last video I said you get what you focus, so focus on what you want. So these people are focusing on the physical objects, and not only that, but their pupils are narrow and they come together to a point. Okay, it's like imagine a line or a laser beam coming out of each eye, and there's a dot in front, and it's like they're aiming at a target, like the red target in the middle of like the target, right? And the bullseye. So most people walk around in what's called linear. It's left brain linear logical way. The problem is you tend to bump into people because now this is it right here. Because you're focused on other people and you're focused on things that you don't want to hit, because on your logical brain goes, well, if I don't want to hit something, I need to look at it and see where it's at. Well, the problem is that guides you, and it literally, you have a system in your brain. I'm going to call it your guidance system. So you literally just aimed your guidance system at something you don't want to hit. So when I say focus on what you want because you get what you focus on, it's very important. So most people say, well, I don't want to crash. I'm like, well, now you're going to crash because that's what you're focused on. So I noticed people were literally bumping their carts into like the aisles and bumping them into like the freezers, and I'm like, geez, what's going on? And then they bump into each other. I'm like looking at people like, what, are you blind? So here's the difference. I am focused on the space around me. So let's say there is an end of the aisle and then let's say there's a guy in a shopping cart to the left, and then maybe to the right there is a woman just walking through with a handbasket, okay? I'm not focused on those things. I'm focused on the space in between. So here's how I do it. I generally will literally take a couple deep breaths. So breathe in the nose, and just breathe out your mouth. Maybe do it once or twice more. Because doing this oxygenates your bloodstream. And when you have oxygen in your bloodstream, it's easier to open up to your right brain. Because when you have extra oxygen, which is fuel for your brain and your muscles, that artery, there's a sensor on it that senses oxygen. And when it senses extra oxygen in the bloodstream, it relaxes the artery and opens the artery up so more blood can flow up into the larger human brain, and thus turning on your right brain. Alright, so now, here's how simple it is. You take a couple deep breaths, you relax, and you allow your awareness to drop down inside your body, inside your chest, all the way down into your belly, and all the way down into your hips. So what I do, even though I'm looking, say, down the grocery store area, now here's the thing, I don't just look down the aisle, I expand my awareness. I go into peripheral vision, alright? And then what I do is I drop my awareness down inside my body. So now my awareness is inside my body, and then my peripheral vision is open to the entire store. I will allow my vision to expand to the entire store, not just the area or just the aisle I'm in. Then once I do that, as I'm walking through, I just notice the space, and unconsciously my body will go towards the space, and I just flow. And that's why some people flow through life and some people tend to bang into things. And they're wondering, like, why does this always happen to me? It's because you're not focusing on what you want. You're focusing on what you don't want. You don't want to bump into people. You don't want to make a mistake. So what happens? You tend to get what you focus on. If you don't want to make a mistake, guess what's going to happen? You're going to make a mistake. So you might be thinking, so well, then what do I do if I don't focus on not making a mistake? I'm going to be honest with you. That's a very, backwards. I'm sorry what I'm saying. I hate to say, but I can't find a more proper word, a more polite word, but that's kind of a really dumb thing to like, what do I do if I don't focus on it? If you focus on a mistake, you're going to make a mistake. So maybe kind of shake your hands out and shake your head a little bit and take a deep breath. And then ask yourself, well, okay, if I don't want to make a mistake, then what do I want? Well, if I didn't make a mistake, well, then what is there, or what do I want? Then I want to do it right. So when you start focusing on doing it right, you start to do it right, because that guidance system, I don't care if you're walking, driving a car, doing a project at your work, a business project, you will get what you focus on. So maybe you need to stop and go, okay, my focus isn't right. What is the goal? What is my higher intention? What is my purpose here? Well, I don't want a mistake. Okay, for what purpose? Well, I want to do it right. For what purpose? Because then it will be done right, and then blah blah blah. So ask that question, or just ask, well, then what do I want? I want to flow. I want this to turn out right. I want this to have this impact, etc., etc. Okay, I've got a really good example. So a lot of men, when they walk up to a girl that they want to meet, they're all nervous. Why are they nervous? Because they're thinking, I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to say something wrong. I don't want to say something dumb. And then what happens? You say the dumbest things in the world. So take a breath, stop, and then say, well, what are my intentions here? Well, I want to get to know her. I want to, possibly get a date with her. Maybe talk to her for a few minutes. Okay, well, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. So you start focusing on, okay, here's one thing I teach my clients. You want to focus on what kind of environment do you want to create with her? Well, I want her to feel comfortable with me. That's a very good focus. I want her to like me. I want her to feel relaxed enough to where she can get to know me. That's a really, really good focus. Now, most men never even think about that. You literally want to create an emotional environment that's comforting. Now, women tend to know how to do this almost from birth. It's very instinctual. So by the time they're teenage girls, it could be with their child. It could be with their friend who's nervous or who needs to relax. So they're like, okay, well, let's calm her down. Let's massage her. Let's, speak softly, blah, 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 blah. Let's help her to feel comfortable. So they tend to have a lot of practice in this by the time they're 25 years old and onwards. And they tend to be really good with children and even animals because, well, this has been a part of their life. Alright, so here's all you do. You essentially allow your awareness to expand to the entire room and then allow it to drop down into your belly and your chest area all the way down to your hips. And you just tend to, I like to feel my environment down the sides of my arms and the side of my legs. Like that for me works really well. What this does, guys and ladies, is it brings your awareness back inside your body. When you bring your awareness inside your body, it allows you to open up to your right brain. Now you have peripheral and social awareness around you. This is called spatial awareness. So I just tend to notice the space in between people, okay? Now I'm going to give you a technique that I taught us, and when we do a grounding technique, an internal awareness, not technique, but workshop / training, we're going to go over this. I think this will help you get a greater understanding of the purpose for this, because it's not just for walking through the grocery store, okay? It allows you to have awareness of the person that you're with. It allows you to have self-awareness as well, like noticing what you're feeling, what you're thinking, etc. So here's how we do it. So you get two people, you get two chairs, and you sit down facing each other, having a comfortable space in between. It doesn't really matter, 2 feet, 3 feet, well, 3 feet might be kind of far, so about 2 feet between your knees or so, whatever's comfortable, 1.5 feet. And then what you do, so you're going to look at each other, but then you're going to go into peripheral vision. Then you're going to drop your awareness down into your body. As you look at them, you're kind of going to look past them and an open space around them and around you as well. So you expand your awareness around both of you, and then even farther than that, maybe 6 feet or 8 feet, maybe even 10 feet. And then what you do is you begin to notice the space in between you. So what most people do is they look at the person's face, their nose, their eyes, their forehead, their arm, whatever. No, we're asking you to take your awareness and allow it to drop down in between, the space in between you, and then all the way around you. And what you'll notice out of your peripheral vision is you'll notice how their body will begin to mimic yours. It's called matching and mirroring. This isn't an adult form. This isn't the narcissist kind, so don't worry about that. And what this allows you to do is to gain comfort and allow that person to feel comfortable with you, because you're not focused on them, which makes them feel pressured, okay? And what it does is it allows you to become emotionally grounded, and you start to calm down. Now, the reason why this allows you to calm down is because you have greater awareness around you. When you have greater awareness around you, you feel safe because there's no danger. Now, if you're narrow, kind of like looking down a tube, which is what the left brain does, it's very narrow, like a little tube, like one of those things like they use on the ship, and you look through the little, whatever you call it, I can't think of the name right now, is you can't see what's behind you. You can't sense or feel, and you can't even see what's on the left or the right. You want to expand your awareness, because if there is danger coming a mile away or 2 miles, like you can sense it, go, okay, this isn't good. I need to get out of here, or I need to close the door, and now you're safe. So this expanded social awareness allows you and the people you're with to calm down. Now, obviously, I'm going to be able to teach this much better in person, okay? Because I can see what you're missing and what you're not missing, and then put the pieces together better. But honestly, by what I just gave you, you can do this right now. I mean, it really is that simple. So the main purpose of this video is really just to get you to start shifting your awareness. I don't want to say focus, because that'll put you in your left brain. What I want you to do is shift you out of that and into your right brain by being internal and having awareness on the space around you, to have spatial awareness because that allows you to be more aware and more tuned in. And again, it calms you down and helps you to become emotionally grounded. It's just better all the way around. So that's the purpose and that's the intention of this video. Now, another reason why I like to teach these things, I call it pre-teaching, because when you come in, especially for men, when they come into the 6-day training, the Crack the Female Code course, whether you're trying to save your marriage, bring the joy back into your life, or a single guy who wants to meet the girl of his dreams, is because especially for men, they're very left brain creatures, and these techniques can kind of flip them out. By the second or third day, some of them will literally break down. They'll cry because it's such a complete... Because you know what we're doing? We're opening them up to their emotional brain, their right brain, the emotional processor. That's what these techniques do. So, whether you're a man or woman, when you come to the grounding internal awareness class, or whether you're taking the course or coaching, you come in with an idea of what's going on and already having a couple techniques. And what I noticed this does, it allows people to go a lot smoother through the course, and it allows them to enjoy the course a lot better too. All right, here's one of the greatest gifts that I have that I love. It makes me feel so good when I help someone. So my goddaughter, she was a teenager, she was in high school, so I know a series of grounding techniques, and she would come over and I could tell like she would. Now, being a female, women are indirect. She would just either show up at my door, or she would call like, hey, can I come over? And I could hear it in her voice. I was like, yeah, sure, sweetie, come on. And so the first thing I could tell you, okay, so I'm fine, and she wasn't fine. So there's a series of grounding techniques, and the first thing you have to do to help someone to become emotionally grounded is you yourself have to ground yourself first. So that's why this isn't kind of an overnight thing. You have to learn techniques, and when I work with you, you are going to be shocked at how grounded you can become in just a mere few hours, or literally sometimes 45 minutes or less, even when you're really, really stressed. In fact, some of my clients will call me when they are just flipping out, and they're, and boom, 45 minutes later, 35, like, oh, thank you. And it's just like, it's for men and even some women, it can be the most mind-expanding experience you've ever had. I mean, literally, that you've ever had in your entire life. So, being a teenage girl, she was hormonal, and teenage girls tend to be rough on each other, and there's a lot of stress because of grades. And so, the thing that made me feel the best was just to use a couple of the techniques and to help her to just ground. I'm going to give you one more, and I'm going to end this video. I've got another video that's about some other things. So kind of along the lines of feeling better and creating a better life, okay, emotionally and actually in other areas of your life. So one of the techniques I would use on her, and sometimes I'll do this in public. If someone's having a panic attack, I will walk up and say, hey, my name's Mike Kollin, I'm a hypnotherapist, etc. I can help you. I specialize in phobia cures, etc. Because that's what a panic attack is. So one of the things I'll do is I'll have them sit down. I'll just say, take a deep breath in your nose and hold it for a split second, and then let it out. So, and let it out. So you kind of purse your lips together to where you kind of create some back pressure, okay? So breathe in again. I'll have them close their eyes, and then I'll tell her, my goddaughter, close your eyes. Now just allow your awareness to drop down inside, or just be aware of your chest and your belly area. And then what I'll do, I will put my left hand on the back of her head and my right hand on the front of her forehead, and I'll hold it firmly, not tight, but just nice and firm, to comfort her. Now, if you are grounded, this will shift her magnetic electric energy inside, and she would ground within, 30 seconds or less. And then her cute little smile would come back. All right, guys. God bless you guys. If you want to learn these techniques, come to my trainings, one-on-one coaching, life coaching, and that's pretty much it. If you like this video, this is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Click subscribe, click the like button, make a comment, and if you want, make a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box below. God bless you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.